about forced identification with the state, the moral wrongness of it, and how it affects your everyday life and your everyday perception. So the majority of us have gone to public school. I'll use the United States as my example. Majority of us have gone to public school. And in school, even at private schools that I've been to, the very first activity of the day, what is it? Of course, it is the Pledge of Allegiance, that you pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. So, the republic. So you're pledging allegiance to the republic, and the republic, of course, is the government. It is your body of rulers that rule over you. That is what you do every morning. That's what you're socially forced to do, more or less. So you're told to stand up and pledge allegiance to your rulers, and that the nation shall not be divided. That is the very first activity of the morning that is instilled into young children in their very earliest ages. So you're identified with the state in that way. You're constantly referred to as an American. Everywhere you go, there are American flags. All the time, there's this just constant push being put on you to self-identify with the state, to self-identify with the government. And this happens in other countries as well. And you really are not given a decision in the matter. Before you're old enough to even consider whether or not you subscribe to your rulers being over you, it is pumped into your head that you are to obey them. And it's totally morally illegitimate. And it's really funny to me how the same people that complain about religious indoctrination of children when they're very young, throwing them into a religion, the same people who complain about that don't complain about forced identification with the state and the wrongfulness of forced identification with the state. And I find that really ironic. I find it really ironic that they can observe and understand the dogmatic nature of the first practice, but not the second. And as we discussed before, statism is a religion. It is a religious premise. It's religious in its function. It does indoctrinate you, and it does pull you in. You're always being told how free you are. It's very funny to me how often your rulers will tell you how free you are, how thankful you should be to them for the freedom that they have given you, when of course they've given you no freedom at all. The freedom that you have are only the areas in which the state has chosen to abstain to keep you at least somewhat at bay, and ever more slowly they continue to encroach and creep and come upon you. I was watching the local news last night, and in my area, there's a city that's getting rid of local medical marijuana dispensaries, and the city has the complete authority to do this, make these decisions. And you can see things like in the UK with the Tommy Robinson case, where they're impeding upon free speech. The state slowly continues to creep in for your own security, quote unquote, and they have no consideration for your freedom. And you're forced to identify with them from the earliest ages, celebrate patriotic holidays, sing patriotic songs, be taught the virtue of patriotism, have it drilled into you that anarchism is just the worst imaginable outcome, and that it's evil and that it's disorder, without ever having you understand the different types of anarchism and the different factions and how it could really work. So I just want you guys to just take the time to question. Think of you can comment some things. How is the state forcing itself upon you? Through music, through media, through television, through your identification with the flag, through Hollywood, all these things. Think about all these things. Question it.